So welcome everyone to my new video. Today we're going to do something a wee bit different again. We're going to celebrate one of my favourite characters of all time and his 20th anniversary, which also goes inside of mine as well. So this video is really about the one character that started it all off for me back 20 years ago, and who else could it be other than the Blue Hedgehog. In all his glory. First game ever, it started it all for me. Back on the first machine, it started it all for me. Now, if you had this machine, you know it had Alex Kidd built in, but nah, you wanted Sonic the Hedgehog, so that's where we're going to go. We're going to go from Sonic the Hedgehog for this video. Reasons, because that's where it started all for me. He is one of my favourite characters, and some of the games are memorable, especially the Mega Drive version. If you had that one, then you know exactly what I'm meaning. Back from like from the 90s to even like 2005, I consider that like the golden age of gaming. Not like today where it's all DLC, multiplayer, and if you can't get online then practically you've just paid half a game. No, this was back in the day where nobody could annoy you and it was just pure, best way to describe it, it's just absolute fun. That's practically what I'm trying to say. If you played Sonic games, you know what I'm meaning. They were some of the best games you actually got to play. Now when I say some of the best games, he had some of the worst games as well, which I will show in this video. Unfortunately, I'm not doing Sonic 4 because that is just 3 or 4 levels from the Sonic universe from 1, 2 and 3. So I'm going to completely leave those completely and we'll just go for the Mega Drive ones, Master System, some of his later ones on like the Mega CD, stuff like that. So here we go, let's start the video. And happy birthday to Sonic, and a good 20th anniversary to me as well in gaming. So here we go, this brings back a lot of memories here right away from the Master System. Now, just to give you a heads up, I'm actually playing this on the PlayStation 2. My cables I've got for my PVR doesn't really show the game clear, so I'm best in the PlayStation 2. Sonic the Master System brings back all the memories I had from my childhood, started playing games, and watching it just now is flooding them all back. I used to sit for hours playing this game. Obviously it had a lot of limitations compared to the Mega Drive version, which I never got till later on, but with this one it started it all out for me. I could sit and play this game for hours, it was just absolutely fantastic. Now, when you're in this game, Sonic has to get emeralds, and in the Master System version they were just lying about in levels. Now, it never really made much sense until later games, and I'll explain later in the later ones why the emeralds were there, but you did get like the bonus levels at certain points in the game if you collected enough rings and stuff like that, and this is one of my absolute all-time favourite bonus levels, and the music. That was one thing that defined the Sonic games for me. It was just brilliant music, brilliant gameplay, and this was on a little machine that was taking on like the NES at the time, which had all sorts of classics already. Now, the main villain in the game is Dr. Robotnik, or Dr. Eggman, and what I liked in the Master System version is when you got to fight him at the end of Act 3, you never could get any rings, so if you had any protector bubbles or stuff like that, that is it, you have got to try and beat him. And what I never got was, why does he always have to steal animals? If he wanted to take over the world, why not like get politicians or something like that? I never got it. Obviously the game had a sequel as well in the Master System. Now, this one is not very memorable for me because it just felt like a mess, and you'll see instantly why. That camera. If you move left or right just a tootsie fraction, the camera moved with you, so Sonic was like really never in the middle of the screen like say with previous games. Even when he was going at high speed, it just felt the camera was broken. So let's move on to probably the famous one right in the Mega Drive. As soon as you heard that word Sega and it loaded up, you knew you're in for something good. Now this is back when Sega was on top of the world and Sonic wasn't like the poster boy for dying machines. Sega had every right to brag about this game, and quite rightfully so. This game is so memorable down to like the fine details. Like this one level alone and the music. The Green Hill theme will probably live on as probably one of the best Sonic themes and one of the best Sega themes of all time. Obviously it had its bonus levels as well, and that's where you had to get like the emeralds in this, and that's where it showed off like the game's power and like the graphics, stuff like that. Speaking of music, this is one of my favourite boss battle themes of all time against Dr. Robotnik in the Mega Drive version. Just the exact same principle again. After you finish like the 3 acts, you got to fight them and save like the animals of like the zones at the time. What I didn't get though is like some of the zones, like say like Sonic 2's like chemical plant or casino. Why would animals be running about a casino or a chemical plant? Again, it's this daffy thing that it mind boggles you. At the same time as well, it should be mind boggling the fact that there's a hedgehog running about at the speed of light supposed to be, and his name's Sonic. Speaking of mind boggling creatures, this one in Sonic 2, this one again is absolutely fantastic. And Tails, what can I say? One of my favourite characters as well. Obviously, had these limitations compared to Sonic, but like I said about weird characters, he's got 2 tails. Now, in this one, they brought back some old and new stuff. A lot of it did feel old compared to the last one. Obviously, they gave you this spin attack right here, which made it a lot easier in some of the places in the game, because in the last one you never really got that. But this one felt really good compared to the first one. It had some memorable moments like the chemical plant, casino place, stuff like that. But what it did introduce you to, and unfortunately I couldn't really show you in Sonic 2, is Super Sonic. Now, you can get him if you do the debug and cheat, but what's the point in cheating in this one? So I thought I'll just leave it the way it is. It's the same in the first one. If you put in up, down, left, right, A, start together, then obviously you can do the debug for that and finish the game practically within 5 minutes. This one was the same, set you had to go to the music section and change the music, stuff like that. But when it got the Chaos Emeralds to get Super Sonic, you had to go through this bonus stage. This bonus stage is one of the best multiplayer games you'll ever play, and I'm not kidding when I say that. The amount of times it's been so frustrating playing this one wee level with like my brothers or my friends is so funny, some of the things you've got to do. But that's where you can get Super Sonic. Now, if I remember right, you had to get like 50 rings, and then you jumped up in the air and you press up and he turns into like this yellow hedgehog and becomes Super Sonic. Same again like the previous games as well. Dr. Eggman's back and he's trying to take over the world, and he's kidnapped a lot of forest animals again. Now, move on to Sonic 3. This one I didn't really like as much compared to the other two. It's still a good game, but I didn't really like it as much. One cool thing it did have though, it had a save feature, which at the time a lot of Mega Drive games never had. And like in the previous one when I was talking like Super Sonic, this is really the only bit I could really show them at, and it's at the start of Sonic 3. That's Super Sonic right there, and he's got all the Chaos Emeralds. And you get introduced to a new character, Knuckles. Fortunately, you don't really get to go him till later in his game, which I'll show just after this one. But Sonic 3 did introduce new stuff, especially new equipment, like obviously the bubble you can finally breathe underwater, a magnetic one that gave you obviously magnetic abilities, you can get all the rings, or this flame one, which is one of my favourites, you can actually shoot across the screen. Now, unlike the previous ones where you had to get a certain amount of rings to get the bonus stage, this one you had to actually find the bonus stage in a level. Now, if you have played this one, you know how frustrating this bonus level can get. But it can be beaten, like this. It's just all about timing. If you've got no patience, you're going to fail on that level. Obviously as well, like, each character now has set abilities, like Tails can fly, and obviously Sonic's got high speed, which is shown properly right here. Tails has not got good speed and not good jump ability. So if you're going to do this game, I totally recommend you go Sonic. Even take Tails with you, but always go Sonic. Don't try and beat this game with Tails. It is hard, but it is a good challenge. Speaking of challenges, look how long I last here and I got to fight Dr. Robotnik here. And talk about dying with one hit kill. Yeah, exactly. How did that happen? So like I was saying as well, Knuckles had his own game. And it's probably one of the best add-ons you could get when you think of like the 32X and the Mega CD. Sonic and Knuckles cartridge was absolutely fantastic because you can put any old Sonic game on top of it and Knuckles would be in the game. His abilities, he could fly and climb walls. Now this game is just basically similar to Sonic 3, but it's not as good. Same with like Sonic 2, you can go Tails, but again, you're limited to what you can do. Tails can't really jump that high, he's not really that fast as well. And like I said before in the video, the music played a massive part in this game. One of my favourite themes is obviously the Marble Zone. And also the game had memorable levels as well. And one of my favourites is the chemical plant. And this showed you how like fast the game could be at times. And it's just showing you how fast the machine can process stuff like that. It's absolutely fantastic to watch. Now, this has come to the end of this video. So please check out part 2 where I'm going to show you my favourite Sonic game and some of his all-time worsts.